Chapter 25, Value-Based Pricing and Packages. There are so many freelance gurus out there who say things like, this is the one thing that 10x'd my income, or do this to land dream clients. And most of their tips I found pretty useless, and usually gatekeepy, as they then want you to watch their live seminar or book a call with them to actually hear what their tips are. However, there was one structural change to my pricing as a freelance writer that actually did triple my annual income and give clients more value. So please excuse me if I sound like I'm about to knock on your door wearing a pinstripe suit and a briefcase full of watches. In 2021, I worked pretty much only on an hourly basis. This worked for me at the time because I was able to jump into creative projects for as long as they needed me, and peace out when the project was either completed or abandoned, which happens quite a bit in some of the niches I was working in. I was also able to be generous with my copywriting clients. They were paying for my time after all, so I was happy to do any number of revisions or extra research they needed. In this pricing model, I was optimizing for simplicity and also preventing anyone from taking advantage of my time. However, most clients want to be clear on the budget for a project before starting. This is totally understandable, but until 2022, I didn't quite know how to service these clients without getting locked into a project that would go on forever. I needed a fixed rate pricing structure that could work both for myself and my clients. Enter package pricing. Basically, if you're a freelance writer in any niche, you can create a package of services or deliverables so that you can more easily budget your time and energy and provide value to clients. By listening to what my clients wanted and also finding a structure and price point that allowed me to be generous with my time and revisions, I hit the highest earning months of my freelance career. Here's how. What is package pricing? Simply put, a package is a bundle of services. The goal with packaging all of these services together is to create value with a related set of services. An example of this could be a social media content package, where you write copy for multiple social media channels for your client each month. You would then specify the word count for each channel, the number of revisions your client would have access to, and any other services you might include, such as scheduling the social media posts, responding to comments, or full account management. You can keep packages just focused on your writing services, or you can bundle adjacent services like social media account management, which you can do yourself or outsource to a virtual assistant. To sell a compelling package, you should aim to create the most value for your clients and maybe even introduce them to services they wouldn't have thought of asking you for. Quick tip: pricing your packages. Confused on how to price your packages? Just break it down by the number of hours you anticipate each piece of the package will take, and then add 30% extra to the package. For example, if you're writing 5 social media posts per week for a client and you know it will take you 10 hours per week at $100 per hour, that's $1,000. And with the 30% extra, the final weekly total comes out to $1,300. If you want to provide discounts for larger packages, that could incentivize clients to spend a little more and take a risk on you. How to 3x your income with package pricing. This pricing model is so great because it helps both freelancers and clients get what they want out of the working relationship. Package pricing helps clients know exactly what they're getting for what cost, compared to hiring me on an hourly basis. I'm able to really dig into my freelance projects and make sure my clients are thrilled with the end result. Package pricing helps freelancers because you're able to more clearly understand what your goals are for the year. Planning is easier when you know how to allocate the right amount of time to each client, rather than just maxing out your client roster when you're unsure how many hours you're going to bill for each project. A great package can change your life when done right, so let's dive in. 3 tips for building your freelance writing packages. Tip number 1, get specific on your deliverables. If your deliverables are vague, you and your clients might not be on the same page, which will lead to problems down the road. So get super specific on your deliverables, what they look like, and, when relevant, provide examples before the project begins. Your deliverables could be a set of copywriting documents, a memoir manuscript, or whatever your freelance writing niche is. Freelancers should set the terms for the deliverables. You should explain what you're offering and how the deliverables will look, rather than the client providing you the deliverable info. Anytime the client is looking for something specific that's beyond a typical deliverable I've done in the past, I often opt to provide an hourly rate quote instead. This is especially true for creative projects that are a bit fuzzy when it comes to the scope of work. You can't create packages if you're not crystal clear on the deliverables you're putting together. Think of packages as preset terms, kind of like when you walk into a sandwich shop and you can either make your own sandwich or buy from their preset special sandwich list. Your veggie surprise can have alterations, but generally, you're ordering it because the shop has dubbed it a high-quality combination of ingredients and secret sauces that you're going to love having for lunch. Tip number 2, cap word count and revisions. Always, always, always have an upper limit for your word count and a set number of revisions. This helps your client know how many revisions they have available and encourages them to collate their notes and their team's notes into one set of notes rather than doing endless revisions. This makes the process smoother on both sides and keeps things moving at a good pace. The last thing you want to do is get yourself into a bad situation of doing an infinite amount of work on a project. Instead, you can politely point to your contract with your client if they ask for more revisions and recommend they switch to hourly with you beyond the agreed-upon limit. If disagreements come up, it's important that these things are spelled out in writing in your contract. If you're on a freelance platform, be sure to write out your deliverable details in the messages so you have a record if something goes wrong. Tip number 3, get competitive with your rates so you can get generous with your time. I always want to make sure I have the time, energy, and brain space to go above and beyond for my clients, and that's because I have competitive rates. If you're hiring the best, they should be highly skilled, well-rested, happy, and excited to give you some of their best thinking hours of their week. And those hours aren't cheap. It's much harder to be generous when you're not taking care of yourself and consistently learning, resting, and making space for what you care about. Showing up inspired, excited, and ready to do great work requires a generous mindset. That's why you need to charge more than what your first instinct is. When you're conceptualizing the scope of a project, it's important to over-budget for time and energy so you can deliver great work every time, but also don't get too crazy. You still need to back up the value behind what you're charging. The authentic approach to selling freelance packages. I don't believe in selling, at least not in the way you might think of it. I believe in creating compelling offerings and finding and attracting the people who can benefit the most from them. Have confidence in your services, make sure they're discoverable, and the right people will find you. Example, the tech community at large is great at moving fast, iterating, and building compelling products. I would also say a majority of the tech community is overdeveloped in building and undeveloped in communicating why what they are building is so great. So, I jumped into the tech space to offer my creative and technical copywriting skills. I saw a need for my skills and began to offer ways in which I could help. The best packages solve a problem. And once you've found a problem to solve, you've got to spread the word to the people who need it the most. Amy's Field Notes, helping small business owners. I love writing for entrepreneurs, and one of my packages helped a small business owner go from $0 to a best-selling product on Amazon. When I initially met her, she shared her vision with me for a consumer product that would help women. I realized her product should be demonstrated on social media, so I offered to not only write all of her copy, but also to research and put together a strategy for her social media presence. I created a package for her that was my standard copy package with a slight twist to it to provide her the value I thought would help her the most. Months later, she had a successful launch and now has a best-selling product on Amazon. Some of the best freelancers think outside the box to help their clients in different ways. In what ways can you create more value for your clients? I create these voiceovers using Wondercraft AI, a text-to-speech tool that speaks in your voice so you can create more podcasts, audiobooks, and voiceovers, all by just dropping in some text. Use my code SUTO50, SUTO50, or the link in the description below to get 50% off your Wondercraft AI subscription. I get a small commission if you use my code, so thanks for your support. Sending creativity and good writing vibes your way. Amy.